So we're here at Creative Social Presents, and if you'd like to introduce yourself, tell us where you work and what's your job, please.
Okay, I'm Gerry Moira of Havas London Worldwide. I am the Chairman and Director of Creativity of that agency.
How many people are you responsible for managing in your creative team?
Well, we have an Executive Creative Director who, a guy called Mark Fairbanks, very good, from Adland, who runs the creative department. So in the accounts that I run directly, the creative accounts that I do work on directly, I just sort of commandeer teams and individuals when and where I need them. So it's a totally floating amount.
Do you use a culture and ethos to recruit by?
Funny enough, security. I mean, everybody's very sort of macho and cavalier in kind of creative departments, and they kind of talk tough. But what they really need is a very sound basis from which to be creative, because you're asking people who basically are doing a 9 to 5, a very office-bound kind of bank clerk kind of job, but are required to be creative on a really regular basis. I don't think advertising creativity is very difficult. It gets really difficult when you have to come up with 7, 8, 9 really good ideas a day, let alone a week. That's tough. Actually, everybody out there, everybody has 2 or 3 award-winning campaigns in them. The man in the street has 2 or 3 award-winning. To do it on a regular basis is challenging. So the more you can make the environment secure, and I mean in every sense, sort of relaxed, teams know they're supported, they know that when they have a good idea, you'll go to bat for them, you won't just, abandon them and stuff. I think that's very important. It's very boring, but creating that kind of that secure nest is very important. Conversely, you have to give them a stimulating environment too, but it has to be stimulating in the right way, not just in, if you don't crack this by Wednesday, you're out.
So how do you go about spotting and nurturing talent?
Well, as I say, I do look for this diversity. There's a little bit in my speech tonight about the creative department I joined in Ogilvy was full of novelists and poets and, artists, basically. People who just washed up in the ad agency. And at the time, I was very snooty about it because I considered myself an advertising professional. And they were just dilettantes. But now, profit margins have squeezed our business so tightly that we only have kind of full-on ad folk, we have full-on digital folk. That's all they know and all they do. And I would crave that kind of craziness. We drove the crazies out of the business, actually, or profit margins did. There isn't you can't indulge people for a couple of weeks while they write a poem and then come back and do something brilliant for you. And I miss that. I miss the diversity. We cast the net very narrowly. Also partly because we only recruit within the M25 unless we recruit from abroad, because kids can't afford to do placement unless they live at home with their folks. So all those guys used to come down from Leeds Art School, Manchester, Newcastle. We don't get those people anymore. That's a terrible, terrible shame. We don't get that diversity. You're more likely in a modern ad agency to hear a Brazilian accent than you are a Geordie accent. It's just nothing against Brazilians, but that's crazy.
And as people progress within your teams, how do you assess their creative performance and professional development?
Well, I guess awards are part of that. I'm not, I think it's an awful lot of luck involved in winning awards. So I wouldn't use those as the only measure. I think I admire the people who do the heavy lifting, do the dirty work, do the kind of impossible brief with the client with unreasonable research demands and stuff. People who can negotiate campaigns through that, I really do admire them, because it's quite hard and unglamorous work. And obviously, positive thinkers. Creative director who succeeded me at Publicis used to divide creative teams into, I think it was drains and radiators, and the drains are the people that kind of sap the energy out of a workplace, and the radiators are the people who kind of spread it around. I do think positivity, not kind of ludicrous optimism, but that kind of positivity is really important, and it lifts other people. And we deal with rejection every day, so if you can have that kind of, bounciness, I do like that.
Brilliant. Thank you, Gerry. I appreciate your time.
My pleasure.
Source LF are London's leading creative communications and media recruitment agency. Be sure to like our video and subscribe to this channel. Take the moment to watch another of our videos on screen now.